Hi guys, Serge from Minaboa here. Today I'm going to talk about the differences between the retail store and online store. I am the owner of the online jewelry store, but I'll try to be fair. From my perspective, I can see three main points: money, safety, and warranty. Let's go through each and every one of them and try to figure out what's the best for you. First, let's start with money. I think it's pretty obvious by now for everyone that online store is always cheaper. And for the jewelry store specifically, that's because of the few reasons. First of all, they have to pay rent for the store, whether it's in a shopping mall where it's a little bit cheaper or it's a standalone store where it's quite more expensive. You have to cover the rent. Second, you have to cover salaries. Of course, when you run in the online store, you pay into the jeweler, you pay into the marketing manager and other guys, but with a physical store, you'll have to also pay for the security, you have to pay to the salesperson and a few other people. And the third very important thing, inventory. Your typical jewelry store would have to carry somewhere between $500,000 and $2 million in inventory. And as you can imagine, they don't really want to freeze their own money into that. They're going to borrow it from the bank. They will have to pay fees. It's quite an expensive thing to do. So all of these three things combined, rent, salary, and the inventory, makes the retail store easily 30-40% more expensive than the online store. And the only way to cover it for them is to spread it through their sales, through the consumers. I just have to note though that sometimes it's actually worth paying that. Imagine you going to the Tiffany store on 5th Avenue, or you shopping in One Cliff in Paris, or you choosing your ring in the Bulgari store in Milan. It's a whole different experience. You might be paying more, like twice more. It's not a secret that the diamonds at Tiffany cost 2 times more than other stores. But it's like going to the restaurant and drink your wine there. Yes, you're gonna pay way more than for the same wine somewhere else, but it's all about experience and you paying for that. And for a lot of people, it would make sense. You just have to figure out if it's worth for you. The second point is safety. And for a lot of people, when they talking about buying their engagement ring in retail store, they talking like, okay, I can go and take a look at it. I can put it on my finger. I can actually buy it. It's not necessarily true. If you go to the retail store, you're usually going to go through the samples. You can put them on your finger, you can take a look around, but your actual ring would be made for you. You just choosing the setting, you choosing the diamond, and then they're going to make for you. So you're not going to actually see it before you pay the deposit. Very rarely something that they already have in their inventory fits you perfect. The other thing that I note, and it might be not true for every jewelry store, but I went to the local one that in Manhattan Beach next to me, they don't actually care the real diamonds and the gold. And I'm assuming that because of the safety reason. And your average consumer won't see the difference between the diamond and moissanite, or between F color and G color, or anything like that. And actually with a jewelry store lighting that they put specifically to highlight the color of the stone, it's very hard even for the professional to see the difference. So you have to keep in mind that sometimes you're not actually looking at diamonds, you're not looking at the gold, and it's gonna be hard to see the difference. At the same time, you don't really need to look at the actual diamond to determine its value. And you definitely don't want to rely on your eyes when you're choosing the diamond. The best way is to look at the certificate where the professional gemologist inspect the diamond for you, put everything in number, and you can determine whether this diamond worth buying or not. All the inclusion, all the color specification, grades, cuts, everything gonna be there. And it's better based on that than on your visual examine of the ring, unless you're a gemologist, of course. And a lot of times it's not even an advantage, because you can contact to your online store and ask them to make an appointment and actually physically take a look at their ring that they done, or you can go to their review page and actually look at the rings that they did for other people and read their reviews. And probably their knowledge in jewelry would be pretty close to yours, and you can trust their opinion as well. In terms of the warranty, it's really case-to-case, store from store. What I can see right now through the online stores, they all follow 100% money-back guarantee policy. And with the retail store, they holding 30% restock fee. And again, that's because they have to pay to the salesperson. He have to get paid whether the ring was accepted or not, because he did his job. They will have to pay the rent, they will have to pay other expenses, and that's where this 30% goes. Where if online store got their ring back, probably the hardest thing they need to do is to clean it and put back online. Most of the time when I'm hearing the question whether should I buy the ring in a physical store or in an online store, it should be translated as, is it really safe to buy an online store? And from what I can see right now, more and more people trust the online jewelry stores. It's a very slow transition. It's pretty much the same thing as with the Amazon. We were afraid to buy the books from them 20 years ago, and now we buy everything from them. All the new things are scared, and I don't think we can accelerate this thing somehow. We just need to try to break down our scarcity into very small questions and try to answer them, like what exactly are we afraid of. Of course, it's a case-to-case from the store to store whether you should buy from them or not. Read their reviews on public platforms like Google Business or Yelp. Go through their website, try to figure out how much time and effort they actually put in their website. And also keep in mind that most of the stores are not there for the single time transaction. They are there to stay. They want their part of the market. They want to work through the years. And they know that the only way to do that is to build their reputation. So we rather lose money on a single order if we are not right than to make our client unhappy and spread the word around. And that's it for this video. I hope I answered all of your questions. Let me know in the comments if you have any others. I will be happy to answer. Of course, like my videos, subscribe, and do everything you can to make my YouTube algorithm happy. I'm here to stay, even if you don't want to. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.